See, I never got my way, but I will someday.
We've got 1 hour.
Let's do this. Hi everyone, I'm Candace.
I'm Susan. Welcome to the K-Drama Cafe.
Your place for all the latest, greatest K-drama reviews, countdowns, and more.
We're so glad you joined us because you're in for a great review.
Well, they're always in for a great review.
Well, they're in for a great drama.
But we review a lot of great dramas, so I mean...
But today we're reviewing Goblin.
You're in for a great review. Before we get to the review, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to click the bell.
Ready?
Ready.
Let's get dramatized! Kim Shin has lived for 900 years. A once highly esteemed general in the Goryeo military, he died a tragic death and was cursed with immortality, becoming a powerful goblin.
Tired of living and watching those close to him die, he searches for the one thing that will finally bring his long life to an end.
Eun Tak should never have been born. She tries to live an upbeat life even while seeing the spirits of the dead all around her.
She encounters Kim Shin and instinctively knows that they are connected.
Little does she know that she is the Goblin's bride, the only one able to end his curse as well as his life.
Now faced with what he's wanted for so long, is Kim Shin really ready to die?
Why is he so drawn to this girl who makes him happier than he has been in all his 900 years?
Many forces are at work to both bring them together and tear them apart in Goblin, the Great and Lonely God. This was an automatic add to our list.
Absolutely.
Kim Suk, she was one of our favorite K-drama writers.
Yes, she wrote Mr. Sunshine.
And Secret Garden.
Of course. This was directed by Lee Young-bok, who also worked with Kim Suk on Descendants of the Sun and Mr. Sunshine.
This drama was and still is incredibly popular. You know,
Very.
Everybody wants to see this. Everybody's heard of it. Also known as Guardian, or Guardian, the Great and Lonely God.
Yes, and it was made in 2017 with 16 episodes that were about an hour and 20 minutes each, so a little bit longer than the usual.
The first episode was kind of
Very dark.
dark and scary.
Very dark. Lots of, fighting and war and blood.
And you're not sure really what's going on at first.
It's very fantasy, and it's really setting up the entire rest of the story, but it hooks you in, it just grabs you. I mean, it's what we were expecting, and so much not what we were expecting.
Lots of death and war.
Lots of mysterious figures and
But it
ghosts.
was so intriguing.
Very much so.
We knew we wanted to see more. The cinematography in this was just
my
absolutely
gosh.
brilliant.
Like, they have this one part where the snow is coming down and then it goes backwards, and it's just, they do that a lot. It's really good.
And the slow motion walks and
the
everything
slow motion
is really
walk-bys, and there's really some good cinematography.
The scenery is beautiful.
And the
in this.
locations are gorgeous. They even went to Quebec in Canada and filmed in locations there, which you can do a tour, by the way, apparently.
The music in this is so good. I would give it like a straight 10.
It's a straight 10. There's so many good songs in this. You have Beautiful by Crush, which is used in a lot of other dramas as a parody. There's also the opening by Hyza, which is amazing. And I Will Go to You Like the First Snow by Ailey actually won at the 2017 Music Awards for Best OST.
I've got them all again on my playlist. I love them. I listen to them all the time.
She does, and I do too. Kim Shin, the Goblin, he was a general in Goryeo Dynasty. Very, very good at what he does.
He was so good.
Strong, and he's fighting, and he's killing other people. But then everybody calls him Shin because that means God in Korean, and they basically called him the God of War. So he was very highly esteemed by the people.
However, the king and the king's advisors were very jealous of him. They wanted to get rid of him. So guess what?
They did.
They had him killed.
And then he becomes a goblin, or what is known in Korea as dokebi, which is more like a god or a deity, spirit deity.
Becoming a goblin was both a blessing and a curse for him.
The blessing because he was able to go and get revenge.
But a curse because
he was immortal and had to watch all of his family and loved ones die.
For 900 years.
100 years. The only way to break the curse and end his suffering is if his bride appears, the goblin's bride, and pulls the sword out of his chest. There's a metaphorical sword in his chest, by the way, just so you know.
He keeps talking about how tired he is and that he wants to die.
He's just done with life.
Until Eun Tak appears.
And she tells him she's his bride, and he freaks out. Does he
Freaks
really
out.
want to die? Is he ready? What's gonna happen? And it's just an amazing job, an amazing story. Goryeo does so well. I love him as an actor.
He's a very well-known actor. He starred in Coffee Prince, Train to Busan.
And there's this really funny part of the movie, actually, where Eun Tak takes him to go see a very scary movie, which happens to be Train to Busan, that he is the star of.
Yes.
So as they're watching it and the zombies are coming out, Goryeo and Kim Shin is just screaming his head off and freaking out and popcorn flying.
Goryeo does a great job showing the emotion of being weary,
Yes.
yet the emotion of hope that he gets when he meets Eun Tak.
It's really, really well done. He's an amazing actor. Eun Tak is played by Kim Go-eun. Yes, I know, leave me alone.
She made a mistake. Why we're laughing is because she made a mistake.
We know.
She made a mistake when we were reviewing Secret Garden.
Can I help it if Kim Go-eun became Eun Tak to me? She was so good in this.
She was very good. Eun Tak was never supposed to be born, but something happened that saved her, and because of this, she can see ghosts.
And the ghosts like follow her around. Some of them are really creepy and scary, but some of them are just really funny. You'll get to see some really good character actors that you will recognize playing the ghosts, and they're just really funny and scary.
When she meets the goblin and she finally figures out that she's his bride,
Yes.
she finally has a place that she can call her own and call family.
Although it does take a long time for Kim Shin to actually accept her.
There's so much emotion and sadness, but still a lightheartedness to it.
And she plays it so well. Kim Go-eun really captures that.
People have talked about there being an age gap.
Which there is a bit of an age gap.
It didn't affect us.
Yeah, I mean, it's only an
happens to everybody.
800-year age gap.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares? It's a fantasy. Eun Tak is a character that you really want to root for, and you want her to be happy and to cheat and escape all the Grim Reapers who are after her.
And they're after her because
She wasn't supposed to be born. She was supposed to die before her mom
That's
gave
right.
birth. So it makes it really awkward when a Grim Reaper moves into their house.
Yeah, and all of them are living together. Kim Shin unknowingly sold his house to the Grim Reaper.
But because he didn't end up leaving, he ends up living in the house
He
with
said,
him.
I'm staying. I don't care whether I sold the house or not. I'm staying
Even
there.
though they hate each other.
They hate each other.
Butt heads all the time.
But they became a great romance.
It was hilarious. Some of their situations were so funny. And they kind of bond over their affection for Eun Tak, because they kind of just care about her and want to take care of her.
And they're both in dilemmas.
And she treats them like family, and they become this weird little quirky family. I mean, a lot of people are, unsure about Goblin's plot and what's going on with it, but it's really a slice of life show for goblins and Grim Reapers and ghosts and scary people, but it's really more of a slice of life of all that. It's really a different, unique kind of show.
Very unique.
Lee Dong-wook does a great job of portraying this character. There's lots of subtle emotions and dry humor, which is really perfect for him.
The Reaper knows he was human at one time.
Yes.
And apparently, humans become Reapers when they commit a really bad sin.
The worst sin. And it makes it all the more complicated when the Grim Reaper actually starts getting visions and emotions and
Of his past
flashes
life.
when he meets Sunny on the street.
Sunny is a very different kind of character.
Yeah, she's very wistful and reflective and very, serious.
And she owns this chicken restaurant.
And she gives Eun Tak a job, which is great for Eun Tak, but nobody comes into the restaurant for some reason, and that's because there's this big mystery that is surrounding Sunny, which we're not going to get into because,
Spoilers.
yes, we're not going to do that. But Eun plays her really well. It's so different from
I love her
any of her
anyway.
other.
She's great.
We love her in her other shows, but this is a very different character for her, and it gives her a little bit more leeway to have some really good ranges.
Yeah, some different depth to her.
Yes. Notable mention to Yuk Sung Jae as Do-kwa. He did a really good job, and the character is kind of a weird one, but very important to the show.
Absolutely.
Goofy, but serious.
Silly.
But he does a really great job. And Sung Jae is in the band B2B, which is great vocalist in that.
And he was in the variety show Masters of the House.
Which is really funny.
We'd
so
like him to come to our house sometime.
I'll be your master.
There really isn't a bad guy in this or an antagonist.
It's really, as we said, a slice of life drama, so there doesn't really need to be one. But if there is one,
It would be fate.
fate.
The pacing in some of the episodes can be kind of slow.
Yeah, I mean, if we consider it a slice of life drama, it is a little bit slow paced.
So you can kind of count on that.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't really get that. They think, oh, monsters,
It's
exciting.
supposed to be crazy all the time.
But it's really not, and it has a lot of slower moments and really builds character and has a really subtle, beautiful
and we like
story.
that in the story.
Yes. There was one part in the show that really didn't make sense to us. It was a pretty huge plot hole that we can't explain.
Yeah, we can't explain again. Spoilers.
Yes, but you could tell that the writer really wanted a specific ending, and in order to get that ending, there had to be this big plot hole, and it was a little bit frustrating, and we were like, ugh.
So what should we give Goblin?
Will this drama last for 900 years?
With the combination of the music, the scenery, and the cinematography, and all this good stuff, it was an amazing show.
Overall enjoyable. We're so glad that Goblin is finally on Viki so that we can watch this again.
And again.
And again.
When you think of K-dramas, this one will always pop up in your mind.
It is not a show to miss. Thanks for watching our review on Goblin. If you haven't seen it yet, put it on your list and watch it. It's great.
Absolutely. And if you like this review and you want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell.
Comment below. Let us know your thoughts on Goblin. Who was your favorite character?
And if you like the bromance, let us know.
Now get out there and get dramatized.
This drama is popular now and always,
I can do it. I can.
She encounters Kim Shin in instinctively.
Okay.
Yeah.